Ron G, aka your console of the Net Worth Nation. Today's video for Financial Friday is one that we have to pick back up on. I think I did the original video a few months ago, and I believe many of you out there did not quite get where I was going with this. The title of that video, you can look at it in the comment section below, is why I believe it's easier for people today to become millionaires than any other time in history. And I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback from my Gen Zs, and I'm going to tell you why after this quick break. Here we go. All right, so I promised you that I was going to tell you why that I thought we were going to get a pushback on this one is because if you don't know any Gen Zs or if you have any Gen Zs that you've been talking to, I'm sure that you know they all say the same thing. And most of them are going to be very transparent and they're going to come at you and say, man, unc, dad, big brother, whatever, cousin, whoever you are to them, it's not easy for us to earn a living today, man. It's not like it was when you guys were coming up. It's very challenging for us to earn money, man. People don't want to pay us. People shortchange us. It's hard for us to land decent jobs when we come out of school, when we come out of college. And so you're going to hear a lot of those types of things. And so today's topic, why I believe it's easier for Gen Zs to become millionaires in today's society, but why they don't believe it. Why they say, hey, man, Ron G, hey, Unc, you capping. And I'm going to here to tell them that this is not cap. Let me explain why I say what I say. So let's think about this in retrospect. And many of you guys that know where I'm going with this, because you may be in the Generation X or the millennial generation. It wasn't long ago before anything that you wanted to do, anything, no matter what it was, you had to go through what we call a series of gatekeepers. That's right, gatekeepers. Who are those gatekeepers? There were gatekeepers in every industry. If you wanted to go and work, let's say in the artist industry to become an artist, you had to go through a series of gatekeepers. If you wanted to go into the music industry, you had to go through a series of gatekeepers. It was what it was. If you wanted to get on television, radio, you name it, you had to go through a series of gatekeepers. Gatekeepers were in every organization and everywhere you can find. Let us talk about gatekeepers. Now, I don't have anything against anybody who's come through this generation. I mean, who came through that generation. The ones who did, you guys were dynamic. You guys obviously stood out. But I'm here to tell you that I believe in today's generation, we are getting the best possible talent that we can get for a few reasons. Now, before I say that, let's go back and let's reminisce. Let's think about those gatekeepers. Who were the gatekeepers in the music industry? If you didn't come through these guys, creative artists, international creative management, William Morrison Agency, any of those guys, I'm talking about in television, movies, TVs, that type of group, because they're the ones who provide Hollywood with all their talent. If you didn't come through one of those guys, I'm gonna say it again: CAA, International Creative Management, William Morris Agency, WMA, you weren't getting in. You had to go through that narrow gate to even get a look. And in the music industry, wasn't much better. A little bit more room, not much better. They were called the Big Six. Now, for the sake of this particular timeline, I'm not going to go all the way back to the 60s and 70s. I'm going to pick up in the 80s, 90s generation because that's more like what we can relate to as far as when it was broken down. So the Big Six: EMI, BMG, Polygram, CPS, aka later on became Sony, and of course MCA. These were the gatekeepers in the music industry. So if you didn't come through one of those doors, in short, you didn't do it. You didn't get in, right? And so let's keep it 100. These guys did great work. Now, don't get me wrong. I said it again and I'll say it again. Those who came through that platform, those artists were dynamic, right? And those agencies, they threw millions and millions and millions of dollars into the market. They flooded it and they created global icons from that generation. And this is how they were able to recruit and make so much money. Now, there's a whole nother video to talk about. I know you guys would have to be living under a rock if you don't see some of the things that's going on currently with Salt and Pepper, and how they're trying to get their masters after I think 30 some odd years, 35 years. The masters are supposed to be turned back to them. So there's a plethora of horror stories that went on in that particular generation. So again, to my Gen Zs, because you are the guys that are saying it was easier for those people back then to make it big than it is now. This video is specifically to you. And I'm here to tell you, if you talk to the average artist, there's so many of them that came through that generation and they didn't make nowhere near the amount of money that they were capable of making. That's for a lot of other reasons as well. So let's talk about why I believe you Gen Zs are in a great, great situation. Let's really look at this for what it is. You guys right now have certain features and certain availabilities that the average person obviously just does not have. My first key reasons is that you have what we call something that's called technology. Technology today is so much greater than it's been in any other time in human history. Now, I know that's kind of like an easy way to say it because obviously technology develops, but guys, this technology is off the charts. The things that we're able to do in today's society that you Gen Z guys have at these little things called your fingertips. Another thing is that in order to really get started in business now today, and we're talking about making millionaires, the millionaire class, it is so much easier for you guys to get started in the millionaire realm because of the fact that startup costs are a whole lot cheaper. You have more people that are investing in businesses probably now than in any other time in human history. And the reason is because there is a lot more liquid capital to go around, right? People have money to invest. Another thing that's at the disposal fingertips of the Gen Z era is the explosion of online training content as it relates to almost any niche market that you want to find. I mean, for crying out loud, I'm even a byproduct of a training course, how to start your YouTube channel with pennies on the dollar. And here I am, Ron G, aka your consult, the Net Worth Nation, right? A byproduct of an online training. So you guys, again, at your fingertips, super, super things. Another thing that you have that we didn't have in my generation. And this is a ongoing joke. If we did something on the block, it stayed on the block. If we had a company or a business in the hood on the neighborhood corner store, that's where that business was. And the only people that knew what was going on in that corner were the people who lived in that community. Now you have the global revolution, global markets. People can sell their sauces, their video games, their music, anything, and sell it on the global market. And now all of a sudden, your product that used to be just catered to that small group of people is now out in the atmosphere, the YouTubers atmosphere, the music atmosphere, the Instagrammers atmosphere, the Facebook atmosphere. It's out there, guys, and it can get out there easy. All you have to do is grab a phone and turn your camera on and let people know where's your shop. Another thing now, because of your outreach, because you're able to reach more people than you did in my generation when you were only privy to that corner group of people that were there, you can now go out and actually sell product to more people. More people means more opportunity. More opportunity means more money, right? And so these are the things that you Gen Zs have, again, at your fingertips that we in my generation, we did not have. Now I can hear my kids and my nieces and nephews saying, come on, it's hard. There's so much competition out there. I get it. It is competition. But here's the thing. It was just as competitive in my day as it was in your day. But the difference is we had, that's right, the gatekeepers who would not let you in by the hair of the chinny chin chin. They wouldn't let you in. So now, Ron G here to tell you, your console, you can come in through whatever door you want. And here's the thing. Now, the power of you is seen to the world, and the actual consumer now can decide if you're good or bad. And that's all you want. In business, we all used to say, hey man, just give us a shot. Listen to my demo. Please, please, please listen to my demo. Just give me an opportunity. And so now you can take the opportunity and seize it. Let's go into some real data here because I don't want to make this just me just babbling out. So you have now low cost of startup. You have better funding options, more information. This is the information boom economy. You can look up information and research and get information from the gurus itself. If you've never heard of anything called TED Talk, get with it. TED Talk will turn you on to some of the most valuable resources that money cannot even buy. These are true bona fide CEOs that bleed their heart out for free as they give back to the community to talk to you about how they did it. Remember, I shot a video a while back and I said a lot of these business school instructors and teachers in these universities, they don't even have a business. How can they tell you how to run a company or a business when they don't even have one? But TED Talks, these are real bona fide CEOs. And now what we're learning is through the World Wide Web and through the world of e-commerce, you have more resources that are exchanging hands to common people like us than any other time in human history. What does that mean? Remember, guys, I said a tight fist is not how the wealth moves. The wealth moves by sharing resources because they recognize that those resources will make their way back to where they came, and usually tenfold. So before I let you go, let's talk about some real types of things that we know for sure. You heard of streaming. We know that through streaming, people like you have been able to make it rich, even if the gatekeepers decided, don't know if I want to listen to that. You've heard of people like Taylor Swift, streaming superstar, Drake, Bad Bunny, The Weeknd, Post Malone, Ed Sheeran, Ariana Grande. These guys are superstars, guys. Absolute superstars in the music industry by way of streaming. By way of streaming. They didn't go through the big guys. Now you have the big guys chasing them, trying to get on to see what they could do. So again, don't underestimate the power of the World Wide Web, the power of the social media national market that let that customer, let that potential client decide whether or not you're good or not. Another thing that's more relevant than any other time of day, we have so many people now who have the capability of publishing their own comic books, books, magazines, the self-publishing world, another super duper world of absolute wealth. And listen, everything is not predicated on being rich, 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 just being pretty wealthy. Let me give you some numbers. When it breaks it down, there's approximately over $20,000 circulating on average. And that's the low end for people who are in the self publishing market. Now, you might say, well, $20,000 is not a whole lot of money, Ron G. And maybe it's not. But think about it, $20,000 for a book project or a magazine project that you produced one time. And now you back to work or whatever else you do for a living because you're going to do whatever you do anyway. And then you're able to go, man, I just got another royalty check in the mail for a book that I wrote 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So again, don't underestimate those numbers. What about YouTube? Something like this. A lot of people say, man, I don't know, YouTube channels, what's going on? YouTube pays out thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for content creators. A small content creator, like someone like myself that speaks to a pretty small audience, can generally make anywhere between $300-400 up to $1,500 a month. Now you might say, what is that going to do for me to make me rich? Again, this is residual income, doing something that you enjoy, and not feeling the effort of the grind. So, again, that's just for a basic small channel. What's stopping you from pouring more energy and producing more quality content in order to get people into your channel? So, again, YouTube viewership, YouTube is a tremendous resource for Gen Zs to generate wealth. And the last one, before I let you go, again, it's just e-commerce, just sales. How many times do you look in your closet and you got a pair of tennis shoes, Jordans, that don't barely have a scratch on them, you know? And you would go out there and have a garage sale or whatever, or give them to a buddy. And now you can take a product like that and turn it into income. Turn quality electronics and other products and service into live income. And you can do it from the confines of your own home. So my question to you, Gen Z, is I know you push back and you may say, Unc, you're clapping, but at the same time, you're not. And why do they say that? Because they know these things are true. But the problem is that it doesn't feel like it's easy to do it. And the reason is not because it's not doable. It's because some of you Gen Zs need to get out of your own heads and just start doing it today. Ron G, aka your content with the Financial Friday information for the day. Please like, share, and subscribe, Gen Zs, to this channel as well. I'm not just limiting this channel to millennials and Generation X's and baby boomers. You too are important to me as well. Subscribe, share, and like. And let me get your comments. If you disagree with what I said, give me the data, show me where I'm wrong, and we can go from there. Peace. Talk soon. Bye for now.